And up close and personal में I would love to introduce you to our guest on set जिनका नाम है Thomas Schultzu. Sorry, I'm so sorry. You just told me a little while ago. Consul General of the Federal Republic of Germany. Welcome to the show, Thomas. How are you doing? I'm so sorry for getting your name wrong. You literally just...
Well, it's a complicated name. Thank you for having me. It's quite a pleasure to be here on this Friday morning and on this very special day for Germany.
For Germany, absolutely. And I'd actually love to tell the audience about why you're specifically here, and then we'll get into the details of it. आज जो है हम लोग खास एक पहले मैं आपको मिस्टर थॉमस के बारे में बताना चाहूँगी. He is the Consul General of Federal Republic of Germany in Karachi, and he assumed this post in August 2025. He is a career diplomat with almost 30 years of experience and has served in key positions across Europe, North America, and Middle East and South Asia. And before arriving in Pakistan, Mr. Thomas was heading the Division for Visa Law and Administrative Court Litigation at the Federal Foreign Office in Berlin. Or previously, ये Consul General of Toronto भी रह चुके हैं, Canada 2018 to 2023, and Ambassador of Croatia 2015 to 2018. And earlier इनके career के अंदर he had assignments in Riyadh, in Istanbul, Ankara, and Afghanistan. Wow, that's quite a lot of accomplishments right there. So, today we're going to be specifically talking about the unification. And, we have the German Unity Day, and we have all of these amazing, things right here to actually celebrate the 35 years of unity. So tell us about it. How has this changed? And, if you think about it, it's a moment where a united Germany is not only Europe's strongest economy, it's a cultural powerhouse. So what do you say about that?
Well, I remember it very well. 35 years back, it was 1990, and it started even a little bit earlier in 1989. So when the wall came down on November 9, 1989, and that was a really exciting moment. Imagine we've grown up in two different countries, West Germany and East Germany. Yeah. So I had relatives on the eastern side, I was living on the western side. With some of my relatives, I was not even allowed to have contact with. I mean, I was allowed, but they were not allowed to meet me. Yeah. So I had an uncle who I had never met in my life. Yeah. And suddenly we didn't expect it to happen so fast. And suddenly it was there. So the wall came down. And
how did you celebrate specifically? Did you run to your uncle first, or was it more like a moment? You were in law school at that time, perhaps?
I was at law school, right.
Yeah.
No, it was even more fascinating. My father was born on the 12th of November 1929. So now you could maybe anticipate the story. Yeah. So my uncle, the brother of my father, was allowed to leave East Germany because of the birthday of my father. At that time, the rules had already a little been eased. Okay. So he went through all this bureaucratic procedure, left East Germany on the morning of 9th of November 1989. He arrived in the late afternoon in the very western part of Germany at our house. Then we turned on the TV because it were moving times. Yeah. And suddenly the wall had come down. So his country had completely changed at that very moment. We were all sitting.
They were waiting for him to leave, right? It seems like they were.
It was, imagine this feeling, So, and that was a very moving moment for all of us.
Absolutely, and I'm so glad you got to celebrate that while your uncle was sitting with you and you guys are watching the news together. How incredible is that?
You couldn't have planned it any better, to
be couldn't
honest.
have, maybe he planned it and then took off from there. Anyway, so now we see that a lot of football teams are actually playing together too, all right? We see the East and the West playing together as well. We have the Hertha BSC, I think, which is the football team from the West that plays with Union Berlin at East. So just to build on to what you were saying, I think this is great. So would you share, how would you evaluate the reunification on Germany?
Well, I mean, initially there was a lot of euphoria, you know, so we were reunited. The slogan was, "We are one people," which is true. We're all Germans. But we've grown up in different environments, in a more sort of capitalist environment and a more socialist environment. And after the initial euphoria, so we started to realize that it will not be an easy task to really grow together.
Yeah.
In the West, we learned that we had to share, so that we had to understand that our friends or people on the other side of the Iron Curtain had brought up in a different way. In the eastern part, it was not easy to understand the speed of a free economy. There was this, I think, on both sides, a very steep learning curve. But just to give you an example, a few years later, I joined the Foreign Service, and in our, we call it crew, all the young diplomats who start at the very same year, a significant number were already from the eastern part of Germany. So we had a very rapid process of growing
together. Right. Absolutely. And if you see the Trabant cars to BMW and Mercedes, I mean, now we can have a new car anywhere in the world, I think within 12 weeks from Germany.
It depends on what kind of car you buy.
Oh, okay. I'll get the one we get in 12 weeks. All right, great. So, you know, as a seasoned German diplomat, how would you define the role of German foreign policy today? Like when we look at climate change, we look at peace building, it's the heart of EU.
Well, if you look at the geographic situation of Germany, that sort of was redefined after the fall of the wall, because subsequently a lot of Eastern European countries became independent, became part of the European Union. Prior to the reunification, West Germany was at the eastern border of the European Union. Now we are in the very heart of the European Union. So from a geographic point of view, things have changed. So we have open borders to both sides. 35 years ago, we had a closed border on the eastern side. That's one thing. The other thing is, of course, we're the most populous country in the European Union and the strongest economy, and that certainly has an impact within the European Union, but also worldwide. For example, Germany is the biggest trade partner of Pakistan in the European Union, and that goes along with a certain responsibility. So for us, security, freedom and prosperity are key factors for our foreign policy, but also for the foreign policy of the European Union.
Amazing, and we can see that. So, you know, if I had to ask you about peace building and climate change as a part of this foreign policy as well?
Yes, of course. I mean, if you want to have security, you need to work on peace building.
Yes.
If you want to have prosperity, if you want to have individual freedom, it only works if you work on sustainability, if you try to preserve an environment for the generation to come, for our kids.
Absolutely. So how does that translate into work as Consul General in Karachi?
Well, I mentioned how important it is to work for freedom, for security, and all that only works if you have a certain level of prosperity. Prosperity you achieve by trade, by investment.
Yes.
So, as I said, Germany is the biggest trade partner of Pakistan in the European Union. But the European Union as such, the 26 countries of the European Union, are the most important trade partner for Pakistan. 32% of all exports of Pakistan go to the European Union. And there's a surplus for Pakistan. And on the other hand, European companies, German companies, are helping Pakistan companies to be competitive, to be more competitive, to be more sustainable, because in the supply chain management, it is so important these days that you can prove that you do sustainable production.
Yeah, absolutely. Green energy cooperation.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. And that is one of my focuses to work on our economic relations. Look at Siemens, for example,
Yeah.
a company that has been in the country for 103 years. So that is a clear indication for the reliability of German companies, for the long-term perspectives.
Absolutely, 100% agree. And I think even Volkswagen and BMW and Mercedes, and I mean, I could go on forever. और आज by the way इनका German Unity Day है और हम खास इसी बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. If you have just tuned in, we're having an amazing discussion. So, Thomas, if I had to ask you, what would you recommend to the business community here in Karachi regarding the business with Germany and Europe?
Well, there is a very strong business community here that does business with Germany. It's GPCCI, so it's the German Pakistan Council of Commerce and Industry, and they do a great job in bringing the German side and the Pakistani side together. And then we have a Chamber of Commerce in Dubai, which is responsible for Pakistan as well. And the gentleman who heads the Pakistan desk at the Chamber will be here next week, for example. So we will have a lot of meetings in order to figure out in which way we can even
explore this further,
foster the cooperation more.
Sounds great, sounds great. And being in Karachi for about 7 weeks, so how has your experience been so far? We've discussed this off the camera, let's discuss it on camera now, and do compare it to Istanbul, Toronto, and Riyadh, and even Afghanistan.
Oh, wow.
Let's keep it real, huh?
How much time do we have?
Enough to hear nice snippets of. Okay, you can pick your favorite one. I think it would be Istanbul.
Well, Istanbul is very close to our heart because our daughter was born there. So, and in Turkish they say if you're from Istanbul, you're Istanbulu. So our daughter is real Istanbulu. And that, of course, makes the city very special to us. Plus, it is a very old city with a very long tradition of cosmopolitanism. But, I mean, talking about Karachi, arriving here mid of August, it was an amazing experience. So the warmth, the hospitality with which I was received, the many wonderful invitations for lunch, for dinner, the good talks I had, I immediately felt part of the family in this vibrant city of Karachi, and that makes it easy. And you asked me to compare. Arriving somewhere is always a little bit difficult. You don't really know the country, you don't know a lot of people. Of course, you have a certain way of dealing with things as a diplomat. You know what to do, you have a certain network you can rely on. But arriving here and experiencing this welcoming attitude was really unique for me.
I love it. I love that. And I love that, it's been a great journey for you for 7 weeks. And I hear your wife has been here for 2 weeks. And, I hope that the stay remains pleasant over here. So, you've tried German, you've tried Pakistani food. Are you missing German food as well? Name one of your favorite Pakistani food for me. Please tell me you tried chai as well.
Yeah, of course.
That's one of the first things we do in Pakistan.
You get it everywhere. So
yes.
No, but I mean, of course, if you live abroad, one of the it's the people, and it's the food. Food and people make the culture at the end of the day. And so what we always do, my wife and I, we try to indulge into the local cuisine. And of course, I tried biryani. I had chicken parma and naan and different kinds of
And did you handle the spices?
I have no real problem with the spices.
I like that.
But I could also figure out that there are different ways of preparing biryani, so the homemade ones and other ones. So, but I've been just here for 7 weeks, so I'm really looking forward
I love that.
to getting more experience.
More.
And of course, I mean, how could I not mention the mango, for example?
Oh
I'm
my
a
God,
big lover of
yes.
mango,
We get
you know,
most
so-
of our imports from Pakistan. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, there are like 300 types of bread in Germany, right? And just now you were telling me you got German bread at one of the farmers' market in Karachi. Did it taste as good? Was it that nice?
Well, I haven't counted the different sorts of bread in Germany. I would assume there are even more than 300.
Really?
No, we're obsessed with
Bread.
with bread in all varieties. And that is one thing I sometimes miss when I'm abroad. But you know, if you have an instinct to find what you look for,
Yeah.
then you're usually successful. So
yes.
you ask others, you know where to get something. So we've got the recommendation to go to a specific farmer's market.
I'm
And
glad you
there's a
did.
German lady who bakes bread the way we love it. So in case we really have the desire to get German bread, we get it here.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. So, you know, you and your wife have lived in different countries and your children have lived in different countries, from Canada to Croatia, South Asia. So they've clearly become global citizens. You know, how do you feel about that and how do you see the growth of that?
Well, honestly, if you look at the global situation these days, it's very challenging, and I believe if children grow up or have the opportunity to grow up in an open international environment, that certainly helps to understand the needs of other people, to communicate properly.
Hold space for others, yeah.
So we have always tried together, my wife and myself, to raise our children in a very open spirit. Both of our kids studied in an English-speaking environment, in a very diverse environment. They have friends all over the world, and of course, with social media these days, it's so easy to even maintain contact, even if you're not at the same place anymore.
Absolutely, and I really hope that they visit Pakistan soon as well. I think they would have a great time, right?
They are really looking forward to seeing us here, because of course we're feeding them, we're spamming them with pictures, with stories, and they enjoy it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a different experience for them for sure. Absolutely. So you know, you were talking about supporting the cultural exchange, right? And is there something exciting happening between Germany and Pakistan right now?
I'm very happy that we have a Goethe Institute here. Goethe Institutes are all over the world. They are not only offering language classes, they're very much involved in cultural exchange. And as you probably know, better than I do, there will be the World Culture Festival in Karachi starting end of October.
Ooh.
And one of the strongest cooperation partner of the Arts Council here is the Goethe Institute. So there will be German parts of the program as well. And I will be probably part of some of the events as well.
Oh, that sounds brilliant. And you know, I think overall, if we see Germany right now, I've been watching my friends in their stories, Oktoberfest to castles, to Berlin, to nightlife, Black Forest cake. Let's end on a happy, sweet note. Thank you so much for being on the show. It was an absolute pleasure to interview you and have you here. I hope you and your wife have, you know, an amazing time over here. And if there's anything we can do at Dawn for you, please do not hesitate. Thank you so much.
It's been lovely being here. Thank you for having me, and I will definitely enjoy my time here in Karachi together with my wife, and thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.